If we're to advance liberty and justice, we need to secure our border and fix the immigration system. Provide a pathway to citizenship for dreamers, those with temporary status, farm workers, essential workers. Revise our laws so businesses have workers they need and families don't wait decades to reunite. It's not only the right thing to do, it's economically smart thing to do. That's why the immigration reform is supported by everyone from labor unions to religious leaders to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Let's get it done once and for all.
That was President Biden urging lawmakers to pass immigration reforms in Congress during his first State of the Union address Tuesday night. The president proposed sweeping reforms when he took office, but despite his party's majority in the House and the tie-breaking vote in the Senate, his immigration plans have hit roadblocks. For more, I want to bring in Ali Noorani. He is the president and CEO of the National Immigration Forum and Immigrant Advocacy Group based in Washington, D.C. Ali, thank you very much for being with us. So the president spent a couple of minutes talking about immigration and border issues during his State of the Union address. Did you feel a sense of urgency from the president?
Number one, we were terribly grateful for the way the president laid out the path forward on immigration reform. It's a balance between border security, protection for dreamers, revision or reforming of the agricultural workforce system, and then protecting those with temporary protected status. So we really think that the president laid out the right approach, the right language to bring Republicans and Democrats together. And now, the urgency is the fact that 800,000 DACA recipients are facing a court date sometime in the next 12 or 18 months where they could lose their legal status, and which would put 700,000 plus people out of legal status and into serious limbo.
Well, immigration was, of course, a major focus of the Trump administration. We saw the border wall, travel bans, and visa restrictions. Now that President Biden has been in office for more than a year, what challenges still persist? You mentioned the DACA recipients.
Well, there's, the administration needs to really strengthen the DACA program, but more importantly, the administration really needs to continue to move forward to enrolling back many of the Trump administration changes. Now, they tried to do so, say, with the migrant protection protocols. They were forced back to re-implement that program because of the courts. We believe the administration needs to end the Title 42 restrictions at the border, which are really, at the end of the day, using COVID-19 to block those who are seeking asylum or seeking access to the asylum process. So, another part of the State of the Union was where the president said, well, we as a country have learned how to cope with COVID-19. There are a number of strategies coming into place. Therefore, the administration really has to move forward with lifting these Title 42 restrictions at the border, and really, at the end of the day, enforcing the border and securing the border through the Department of Homeland Security, not the CDC.
Well, a new poll from the National Immigration Forum published earlier this week shows bipartisan support for immigration reform. Specifically, Ali, what kind of reforms do Americans appear to agree on?
Well, the poll was really quite amazing. And so you take the poll and you add the president's language, and we really think we have a recipe for Democrats and Republicans working together in Congress. We asked two questions of well over 1,200, I believe, voters across the country. The first question was whether or not Republicans and Democrats should work together to enact reforms that protect dreamers, legalize farm workers, and address border security issues. 76% of Republicans supported that kind of a policy proposal. In fact, it was 81% of evangelical Protestants who supported that sort of policy formulation. But then we asked the question around urgency, and we asked, does this type of effort need to be advanced before the midterm elections this year? In fact, 65% of Republicans said Congress needs to work together to find these types of immigration reforms. So we really think that Congress has a great opportunity to move forward and begin to address one of the biggest challenges we face as a nation.
This is an issue, as you well know, that has really stymied previous administrations and lawmakers who have tried to look at a comprehensive approach to reforming our immigration system. What's your sense on that? Realistically, when you look at the political landscape, aren't smaller sort of legislative solutions perhaps a bit easier to push through, given how polarized our politics are?
That's a really incredibly important question, because at the end of the day, that's what we are doing. We are putting together a legislative strategy that focuses on these three populations: Dreamers, farm workers, TPS recipients, and weds those three populations and their protection to border security. That's much smaller than your typical comprehensive immigration reform effort of years past. Earlier today, we were part of a new alliance that was announced called the Alliance for a New Immigration Consensus. And this coalition includes the Chamber of Commerce, the Catholic Conference, the National Association of Evangelicals, the Business Roundtable, immigration advocacy organizations, higher education coalitions. So we're really beginning to see the broad swath of the American public say, you know what, now is the time Republicans and Democrats can work together to address just one small part of the immigration challenges that we face as a nation.
As I said, it is an issue that has vexed previous administrations, and previous attempts by lawmakers to change things have really been unsuccessful. It'll be fascinating to see if this coalition is able to push through some sort of change to our immigration system. Ali Noorani, Ali, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Elaine.